Please welcome Salve Villarosa and Herv Alvarez. Okay. The first story they will be reading from is Settle the Score.
Settle the Score.
By Tara Frejas.
Freshman year, I spent a stupid amount of time on the wrong side of campus and was late for orientation. As I brisk walked to the liberal arts building, someone in a green shirt sped past, bringing a quick gust of wind that effectively snatched my enrollment form from my fingers. I cursed when it flew up in the air, but the flash suddenly turned around and helped me retrieve the piece of paper.
Sorry about that. Running late.
He handed me my enrollment form and I took it. Only he didn't let go just yet. He tilted his head and narrowed his eyes at the sheet. I gave it a tug and he let go.
Sorry. I just realized we're in the same block.
LA 29.
Yeah.
He jerked his head forward.
Wanna go together? I'm still unfamiliar with the campus.
I tucked the form between the pages of a book I carried. As am I.
So, let's go?
I began walking again, checking my watch as I did. We were already 5 minutes late.
I'm Charles, by the way.
He said when he caught up with me by the entrance of the liberal arts building. Garnet. I noticed how our footsteps were in stride as we went up the stairs. Noticed how he was wearing classic and completely worn Chuck Taylors that were the same color as his shirt. You must really like being a Sierra, I commented.
It's a family thing.
Ah.
You?
Scholarship, I answered curtly as we got up to the 3rd floor. Only a few strides away, Charles went ahead and opened the door to 315, then stepped back to let me in. Having studied in an all-girls school from elementary to high school, this was entirely new to me. I stared at him for a second and he did the same, unsure what to do next.
Ladies first?
Oh, thanks thank you. My little speech blunder left him grinning, making me drop my head in embarrassment as I entered the room. He sat beside me the entire day and even took the opportunity to remind me of my mistake when I lent him a pen.
Thank you.
I frowned and tried to snatch the pen away, but he was too quick. What kind of college student doesn't bring a pen to school?
Magkasostom kayo.
Came his casual reply. He scribbled something on his notebook, and the smirk he had revealed, a dimple on his left cheek. That annoyed me for some reason. How I was utterly convinced Charles and I would never be friends is still beyond me. As days turned to weeks, and weeks unfolded into new semesters, I learned more about the Chrysostom kind. His was a family of achievers, generations of Sierrans who went into medicine, architecture, even politics. I was surprised he was part of that Chrysostom clan, because even as his outward appearance spelled rich kid, his demeanor did not. Okay, so maybe I stereotyped him, and I apologize for that. To which he responded,
If you're really sorry, buy me sisig.
Mid-freshman year, we both agreed to try out for sports teams. I used to be part of my high school basketball varsity team, while Charles was into track. He was there when I tried out for the Lady Hunters, De La Sierra's female basketball varsity team, and I, in turn, went to his track and field tryouts. That was where we met Justine, who was also trying to get into the team. Colby joined us during an athlete assembly before the collegiate athletic season began. Ours became an odd kind of clique, in that Charles always seemed to want to hang out with us instead of the boys. Naturally, he had a circle of guy friends, some from our block, others fellow athletes, but sometimes we couldn't help but jokingly point out how he was ruining our girl time. Colby voiced out her concern once. Charlie, are you gay? His response was a loud, jovial laugh that irked me, only because it gave me warm, fluttery feelings in my stomach, and because it made me want to make him laugh all the damn time. And I did, in various ways and increments. I found a weird sense of accomplishment in making him laugh, even if it was so easy. At least up until the time he injured himself so badly during a track meet and was told he'd never be able to run like he used to.
Careful with that landing, guards.
Charles told me during basketball practice one time.
You'll hurt yourself.
This was sophomore year, 4 months after Charles had a bad tendon injury. My favorite move back then was the reverse layup. Being the smallest lady hunter had its disadvantages, but I was fast, and I trained hard to perfect moves that assured quick points in the paint when outside shooting wasn't an option. Charles must have seen my tendency to land and pivot each time I did the move at high speed. Done wrong, it could be disastrous. "Thanks for the tip, coach," I said, lifting my jersey from the neckline so I could wipe the sweat off my face with it. As I sat with him at the bleachers, he pressed a bottle of cold Gatorade against my cheek. Surprised at the feel of the cold glass against my skin, I pulled my head back and registered the cheeky smile on his face. He seemed to be in a good mood.
What time are you heading home?
8, maybe?
I'll drive you.
He offered. He got in a car from his parents last Christmas and would often offer us rides home after practice. But Justine and Colby lived on the other side of the metro, so they would often say no. Lucky for me, I resided in a district near Charles's, so I'd been able to bump free rides. Something about his tone that night was different, however. It was as though he wanted time alone so we could talk about something important. Is something up? His eyes widened.
You're scary.
"It's your tone, spill." He lifted a hand to the back of his head. I narrowed my eyes at him when he appeared like he was trying to come up with excuses. "Charlie, just say it."
I met this girl.
The Gatorade bottle almost slipped through my fingers.